Well, gentlemen, welcome to the ninth episode of the Footy News podcast. On today's show, we will have Sporting Kansas City defender Ian James. He has made his debut on the first team despite only being 17 years old, and he has also represented the U.S. national teams. Ian James, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to join.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and when did you start to play football?
I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. I started playing when I was 4 years old. I've been playing my whole life. I was playing for a local team in Minnesota, and then at 14, I got the opportunity to join the academy at Sporting Kansas City. So I started there playing U14s, played U15, played U17. After having a really good U17 campaign, I got an opportunity to sign a first team contract, and then in the last 9 months or so, I've made my first team debut. I've gotten a couple starts, and I've played in a couple first team games. So really great opportunities for me.
Uh, we will get to the first team debut, but with the youth team, how's that experience playing at the MLS Next Pro?
It was a super good opportunity, and it was something that it was a goal of mine to play in the MLS Next Pro level. And it was a good opportunity to play against some really high level competition, and I feel like I showed well for myself, and it was good to compete against some of the top players in this country.
Who would you say was the best player you played against in that competition?
Best player I played against. That's a good question. That's a thinker. I don't know. I mean, I played against a lot of players, and a lot of players I played against with the U.S. youth national teams. Um, Jameer Johnson's a player that I got to play against. Plays for Philadelphia Union, who's a very good player on the ball. So I'd say he's one of the top players I played against. But there's so many that come to mind. There's just been a lot of good competition.
And growing up, who is a player that you looked up to?
I grew up looking up to my favorite player is Paul Pogba. Even though we don't play the same position, he's a guy with a big frame who can just do just anything on the ball. A super creative player, so that's somebody I always looked up to. But for me, like the center back role model I have is Virgil van Dijk. He's the best defender in the world. He carries himself with such class, and he's a good leader, which is something I strive to be, and just a great player overall.
And would you say your playing style is like Virgil van Dijk?
I would say I there's definitely some similarities in our physicality and our both have big builds and are strong defenders. So I try to play like him definitely.
Yeah, that's good. And you made your debut in the Champions Cup against Inter Miami. What was that experience like? And what no better team to make your debut against?
No, there's really not a better team. It was really surreal for me just because I grew up watching Messi, Suarez, Jordi Alba, Busquets play, and to make my debut against them and share the field with these guys was just such a crazy, crazy experience that it's hard to put into words because it was just happened a few months ago and it was so cool.
And what was it like seeing Messi like out there on the pitch in real life?
It's definitely crazy. He carries himself with a certain level of class, and it's just like, wow, this is the greatest player to ever touch a ball. It's like it's just hard to wrap your mind around that you're seeing him, you're playing against him.
Yeah, that must have been a great experience. And
Yeah.
a few months later, you made your MLS debut against Charlotte. And what was that like? And what was going through your mind leading up to going on the pitch?
The MLS debut was another thing that I wanted to check off the list, and it felt like it was a long time coming. I know I went into the game very late, so we were up 2-1, and it was the kind of thing where it's like get in the game, close it out, get the win, and I was able to do that. Had a couple actions, did my job, so it was a super fulfilling moment just because I was able to help the team get the result.
And what's it like playing for the first team despite being so young? Are you gelling with the team?
Yeah, absolutely. The guys on the team are just great. I have some really close friends on the team, and they all push me to be a great player, and they all hold me to a high standard. So it's a great place to be and a great place for me to grow.
That's good. And you've made five appearances this season. What's been the most memorable moment from those games so far?
I think probably the most memorable moment in my first start, it was a good game. We ended up it was a one draw, but the feeling there was a couple actions in the game where it was going up against the top competition in this country and some of the best players in the world, and it's just was able to compete, able to win the ball off of them, able to drive past them, complete passes, and it was playing able to compete with all these players at this high level was just it was a great feeling. So I feel like my entire first start, my family was there. It was just a great moment.
Oh, that's really good to hear. As you seem to be slowly breaking into the team, how do you motivate yourself to get to the starting 11?
Yeah, I mean, it's every day is a different kind of battle. You're always grinding, and it's always getting in the starting 11 is always the goal, and it's not always in your control. There's obviously things going on with the coach's decision and other players, but it's always just controlling what you can control and doing everything you possibly can to get yourself on the field. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it, I think. And as you also played for the US national teams, what was your experience like with them and how did you know you got the call up?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a great experience because it's playing with some of the guys I've played against for a couple of years now, and they're all very high level players. So it's always good to not be playing against them and be playing with them. And getting the call up always comes different at like different times, just depending on it. But you kind of get the email, and then you get all excited, call my parents, got to text all my friends on the team just to see who else is going. So that's always a good feeling, a fun time.
Yeah, that's good. As also, you've had a lot of good moments this year. How do you stay grounded as well? Because you're up against some really good opposition, but you're your own player. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think how I personally stay grounded is just kind of staying checked in and being aware of what's going on around me. And there's highs and there's lows and everything. So it's if you have a good training, it's like, okay, what can I improve on? If you have a bad training, it's like, okay, how can I learn from these mistakes? If it's a good game, it's the same kind of concept. It's just always learning and trying to grow, no matter if it's a good day or bad day, if it's a high or a low.
And as you are also of Latvian heritage and you are eligible to play for them, have you decided which national team to represent, or is that not on your mind yet?
I haven't made the decision. It's been something it's something that has been on my mind, and it's something that my family and my agent and I have been talking about and considering. But there's definitely no decision made. They're still very young, still a lot of time. So that's something that's still up in the air.
Yeah. And what's your relationship like with Latvia? Like, what's your connection to the country?
So my grandmother is from Latvia on my mom's side. She was a displaced citizen from Latvia, and she ended up in the U.S. But I still have lots of family in Latvia. And I haven't been yet, but I'm really hoping to go soon. So I have a Latvian passport. So I'm hoping to get over there within this year would be great just to see the country and visit and see my family there.
Yeah, that would be good. Do you know any words in Latvian or you're still learning?
I have started to learn, but I the one word that comes to my mind is labdien, which is good morning.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I've started to take some online classes, but I can't say I know very many words. But it's a lot different than English. But I'm gonna definitely try to learn.
Yeah, that's good. And before you play a game, what's your meal routine like? What do you eat before playing a game?
So for me, before every game, I like a big bowl of pasta, preferably spaghetti, red sauce, and meatballs. And I don't like to eat very close to the game, so 3 4 hours before, I just like a big bowl of pasta.
Yeah, that's a good way to go. And
Yeah.
the last question is, what is your goal for the remainder of the season with Sporting Kansas? Is the goal the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, the goal is always the playoffs. And we have a few more games left, so it's just going to be doing everything I can to help the team make the playoffs. So that's the goal for the rest of the year, and we'll see where that takes us.
Th Thank you, Ian, for joining the pod.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.